I just called to say I love you.
Aw, isn't that special?
I just called to say
Hello and welcome to the Pederscope. I'm your host, Steve Pederson,
just called
and it is Fabulous Friday.
I love you.
We are talking about keys to being the difference.
Mean it from the
And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. This is episode number 85 entitled Stop By. Thanks for joining me. Wasn't it great having Catman on the Pederscope yesterday? Man, what an incredible joy that was. That guy rocks, man. He's quite a guest. He's probably the best guest that I've had so far. Of course, my daughters would probably disagree with me there. Anyhow, maybe what we can do, I had this thought, wouldn't it be cool if we could all send Catman a thank you card for being on the Pederscope? I think that would be just fantastic. I think he'd really appreciate it. Obviously, that would be great, but it's not going to happen. But the heart is just to show appreciation, and that's what today's Pederscope is all about. How can we show appreciation? How can we show love to people? My guess is that you're probably a part of some kind of an organization, right? You're probably a part of either a faith community or a meetup group or homemakers or a recovery group or a book club or a job or a class or a mastermind or something, maybe a combination of a bunch of those. You're probably a part of some kind of group or organization. And the question is, what happens when someone in your group does not show up for a meeting? Do you notice their absence? Do you volunteer to be the one to follow up with that person and make sure that everything is all right? It used to be, back in the day, and it's kind of sad to say that it used to be, I don't see that this much anymore. It used to be that if someone didn't show up for church, for example, somebody would go by, they would actually stop by their house or their apartment afterwards and make sure that they were okay. Maybe they were sick and they needed some food, that kind of a thing, and that was a common practice. One time, I know I had to stay home from church because of a surgical procedure I had, and after church, a couple of the guys stopped by to visit with me, and it was so cool because one of them was a guy that was visiting from out of town. He was an old friend, and it was just so great to see him again and to know that these guys were thinking of me. And they had to go out of their way. They had to drive quite a distance to come and see me where I live. I don't live just right down the block from church. It's quite a drive. And they had to go through some crazy Chicago highways to get there. So anyhow, but how's this for stopping by? When my dad passed away, a couple of friends of mine drove 400 miles from Chicago to Minneapolis to be with me, to spend the day with me, and to encourage me and just to be by my side during a very difficult time. That's what I call stopping by. That was incredible and left a huge impact on me. What about calling somebody? You know, we live in this instant world where everything is text and Facebook. Hey, I love Facebook. And Periscope. I love it. Love all of that stuff. But it's just so easy to do that stuff and to just not pick up the phone and call somebody. I mean, that's so much easier than driving someplace to see somebody. Maybe you drive across town and you don't even know if they're going to be home or not, but you do it anyway because you want to be physically present with somebody. I know when it comes to phone calls, it's rare. It's a rare thing that I actually I receive a phone call because somebody just wanted to call to say they love me. Usually when I get a phone call, it's because somebody wants something from me. Yeah, rare is the phone call, and that's a sad thing. And I'm just as guilty. Rarely do I pick up the phone just to call and say, I love you, or hey, I was thinking about you. They're nice. Phone calls are nice, but going that extra mile or 400 miles and stopping by to see somebody in person, now that makes all the difference. This is a key to being the difference, because anytime you go outside of your comfort zone to be thoughtful and considerate to someone and to show how much they mean to you makes a huge difference. So, of course, naturally, today's action for the day would be to stop by and see somebody. Maybe bring a gift along or something, just to encourage that person and to say, hey, you mean a lot to me. Thank you for being in my life. Awesome. You don't have to say those words. You'll be saying those things just by your actions. Thanks, guys, for joining me for this, the 85th episode of the Pederscope, entitled Stop By. For the previous Pederscopes, stop by my website. How'd you like that one? Stop by the website, stevepederson.com. Click on the Pederscopes link, and if you're not already on my email list, I would love to give you a free copy of my book, You Are the Difference, or Keys to Being the Difference, rather. When it comes out, you can sign up at bit.ly/Pederscope. bit.ly/Pederscope. Guys, have a wonderful, fabulous Friday. Have a great weekend. And we'll catch you next time on the next Pederscope. Take care.